Welcome everybody, it is El Paso Rhinos hockey here on NAHL TV. Duke Keith along for the ride for you, with you. In this game 2 between the Amarillo Wranglers and the El Paso Rhinos. With the visiting Wranglers, Charles-Antoine Girard is the goaltender. Michael Medelski under an immediate challenge, a couple of shots on goal, and he will turn those aside for El Paso. Okay. Here's Steven. As Amarillo wins the draw. One good stab up the ice maybe. Bergner thinks the better of going in. To the corner, brought back low. Smith. Paddle through, bounces. Bergner, shot trying to find the shelf and he missed. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, that's going to do it. Rhinos, Alexander Stevens skating to keep possession. That's loose. That is a miscommunication. Bergner and Steven. Amarillo trying to change him out after the penalty kill. Wasn't able to take advantage. Rhinos will dump it off the ice. That's touched by Porco. That averts icing and the Rhinos get a change in. Porco trying to catch him. Petrov can't hang on. Rhinos will clear the zone. Boulanger poked away from him by Morawski. And here comes Morawski to dump it in. Around the boards right to left in the back is Girard. Boulanger trying to gain that puck, but Charles Sterner has other designs. Laviolette up top. That's deflected off the stick of Porco to the corner. Back up top, Porco sends one through. That's off, I believe, of Charles Turner. And into the corner. Laviolette. Rhinos trying to work this on the forecheck, but it'll be grabbed by Williams and cleared. Raskin straight off of the bench. Raskin tries the shot, it's well wide. Alexander Raskin back the other way. Good change here by Amarillo. Raskin again. Raskin around the end boards. Raskin comes up for the shot, he scores! Raskin beats Medelski to the near post. Nifty shot on a hard angle. But Raskin struts his stuff and gives Amarillo its first lead of the weekend. It is wound tight as a snare drum. Rhinos will win that draw. Bergner giving chase. No icing there. Smith first on it. Bergner. Rhinos concerted effort on the forecheck. Here to the corner they go. Goes back and in behind. Good effort by Sedapani to get a stick to that. Trying to keep it away from Hegarty. Good kick out. The shot is caught. Girard, glove save made on Porco's. Effort from above the circle. Carter Williams in the draw here for Amarillo. Sedapani for El Paso. Loose puck. Here's Bergner. Bergner, that sits right down for him. Can't make anything of it. Trying to stick handle through a couple. Here's Petrov, he's poked off. In turn by Shore. Jumping into the play. Patulny, nice move. Patulny scores! Jackson Patulny rifles one from the middle of the slot. We're tied at 1. Stay second, and if Shreveport can hold serve in North Richland Hills, Texas, put a little more pressure on the division-leading Lone Star Brahmas. Shreveport won yesterday and are winning, or were winning, as of the last check of the scoreboard. We'll see how things stand. Under 90 here in period 1. We're tied at 1. Bounces to Steven. Loose puck, Miller. Steven again. Off of Costomo. Comes for Steven now. Over to Hunka. Steven thinking he was interfered with. Ethan Wolcott trying to get in there. Costomo will. But well defended by Amarillo. And here's Miller. Rhinos pressure just keeps on. Trying to catch El Paso on the change. It is a high bounce. Hegarty has to go back across the blue line as El Paso and Porco chase it up the wing. Kaiser in the corner. Cruz Smith trying to grab hold for Amarillo. Into the corner they go. Kaiser and Smith vying for the puck. Ogle down there as well. Comes out for the shot. Porco defended. That's off the skates of Hegarty. Now in another battle above the circle. And it is finally bouncing high for Kaiser. That shot, Gregoire, that's deflected. Low and around. Rosiga trying to chase it, but it'll come all the way left and behind Modelski. Wow, nice move by Gregoire. Trying to connect with Kaiser, who's going to beat the bounce, but not beat the glove of Girard at the end of the period. And now throwing up a little snow on Girard. Ethan Ogle taking exception to the Rhinos team captain, Gage Giblin, as well. Everybody back to your corners, and we're off and running for our first intermission. Welcome back, everybody. It is El Paso Rhinos hockey here on NAHL TV. Keith along for the ride with you. And that's going to be a penalty straight out of the gates. A hold and Amarillo. Rhinos win the draw. Here's Honka. Shore. Honka crossing. That's ahead of Kaiser. Has to go get it. Up to Shore to Honka. Good puck movement. Around the inboards low. That gets loose a little bit. Costomo, Kaiser, up to Shore. Honka going into the circle. Honka, thought about a shot, looked like. Wolcott in behind, helps keep it on. Here's Costomo, squares up. Shot, score! Board down and in! Up in the sock drawer. What a shot! Rings the bell. Power play goal, El Paso. And a 2-1 lead. Turner on the draw here for El Paso, along with Carter Williams for Amarillo. Rhinos lead at 2-1. The power play goal by Ian Costomo. Backing in. Boulanger trying to get that one cleared, kept on by Gregoire. In behind, picked up by Tiernan O'Rourke. O'Rourke will get it out of the zone. Williams trying to scoot it up. Neutral ice. Rhinos able to bring it back. Laviolette on it. Hata gets a stick to it. Williams will come up with that, though, to Boulanger, left wing. Boulanger crossing the line. Boulanger to the corner. It's knocked off of that by Hata. A little battle for it in the corner. Carter Williams can't come up, and we've got a penalty. As Boulanger took, looks like a stick to the face, and it's going to be a penalty on the Rhinos. There are a couple of train cars. I don't know what he thinks about train cars as locker rooms, but how about that shot? Turned aside, Rosiga. Dangerous, Modelski puts a stop to it. Smith. Rosiga carries it back again. The power play for Amarillo. Here's Rosiga. Rosiga, that's deflected. It's off the pads of Nolan Smith. Rhinos cannot get it cleared. Smith to keep on. That is Cruz Smith. A couple of Smiths on the ice right now. And that pass from Rosiga way off target. Smith has to go retrieve it. 54 in the power play. Ozadi. Izadi brings it over. To the corner, skating in. Goes all the way around. Izadi. Up top for Hedquist. Sends that one in. That's deflected off of Kaiser's skates. Rosiga giving chase into the corner. Rosiga tips it in behind. Comes back to Boulanger in the near corner. Rosiga wants to face the net. Cannot. Hedquist, good cross ice. Comes back from Rosiga off of Izadi. That's deflected by Kaiser, but not cleared. Extended forecheck. Rosiga through the screen. Did he make it off the bar? I think that got by Modelski. But it bounces away. Rosiga again. Glove save. Michael Modelski. Wow, that penalty kill unit has to be exhausted. Kaiser on the draw with Izadi. Busted lumber, Kaiser. Gonna have to go get a new stick. Kaiser gets a new stick. Stays on the ice. Rasiga. That is off of Hegarty. And that's it for period number 2. Big check. O'Rourke taking the abuse from Connor Mikowski. Welcome back, everybody. It is El Paso Rhinos hockey here on NAHL TV. Duke Keith with you from the El Paso County Event Center. Well, they're about a minute and a half away from the finish. Shreveport over Lone Star 3-1 in suburban Fort Worth, Texas. It's a big result for everybody under Lone Star in the South Division. But that can change here if the Wranglers can get anything out of this game. Smith. Our man Jacob Miles trying to fire up the crowd here. Smith. Cruz Smith up to Raskin. Rhinos. That's a good heads-up play. That allows Patoni to come up. Looking for the feed is Turner. Turner scores! Correction, Aiden Bergner. Aiden Bergner started that one by seeing a heads-up play. Gets it up to Jackson Patoni. Here's Miller again. Captain on captain. Miller versus Camden Kaiser. Miller and Kaiser. Kaiser wins the draw again. Bounces high, lifted out. Off the stick of Smith. Rasiga to start it off. Swung back by Porco. Not cleared. Jumped in low. Shore trying to get a hold of that. Back out up top to Smith. And again, they've got to reset Boulanger. Everybody toes the line. Swept in behind. Here's Shore. Delivers that one. It's into the neutral zone. Kaiser giving chase for it. He's going to get on that puck. Kaiser looking to feed it across. It's deflected. Smith would have had a tap in. That's wide. Sent in by Giblin. The pass is all the way up. That's loose in the shot. Turned aside off the stick of Hegarty. And there's the shot, the score! Ethan Woolcott, empty netter at 19:59. Ethan Woolcott and the Rhinos will take it. Grayson Setapani, Damoka Jebs, and that's going to do it. Rhinos win it. Should be a final of 4-1. We'll see if that officially counts. They're going to give the goal to Nolan Smith, who I guess tapped it in.